Increase Energy first came in contact with us through my wife, actually. So my wife is in a networking group down in Vista that Derek belonged to as well. And they met in that networking group. She came home. She obviously knew that I had a putting green at the old house, and I was looking to put a new putting green in here. And gave me his information, and I reached out to him. Derek was really good in the way that he had an idea of what he wanted to do. I think a lot of people maybe haven't done this before, right? So they lean on him a little bit more for that information. I've done this a couple times before, so I had somewhat of an idea of what I wanted to do. And the thing about Derek was he was great. He worked with me, with my ideas, with his ideas, and then when he brought Jonathan in to come help, the three of us collaborated in designing the putting green around the space that we had. We didn't really know what we had, so believe it or not, that was the first thing that I talked to anybody about was the putting green. I had no landscape design, I had nothing, but I wanted to get my putting green ready to go. We had Increase do the turf. We had Exquisite Landscapes do the general landscapes. We had a landscape architect, Scott Hamilton Designs. So the biggest issue was keeping everything straight, right? Everybody kind of had to work around each other. So we had to get the designs from the landscape architect. So Scott was great working with him. He did a few different revisions. He really worked within our vision too, which we really appreciated because we made some changes to his initial design. Derek had already been contacted, so I was working with him and Jonathan a little bit. But when the guys at Exquisite came in to do the design, they really lended some of their skills and knowledge too on, hey, this might look better doing it this way, even though it was designed a certain way. For instance, lowering that fire pit water feature region, right? And everything turned out great, and everybody was in communication with everybody else to say, hey, here's when we're going to be done with this. You guys can come over if you want to bring part of your materials or you want to get started. So it really was a concerted effort by everybody to make sure that the project got finished on time. So working with Increase Clean Energy was great. Yeah, when they started the putting green job, I mean, first of all, it took a little bit longer. It's a pretty big area. So I think it took a little bit longer than what we initially thought, but the workers were great. I mean, they showed up on time, they did their job, they kept the area clean. They, if I had questions and I asked them about it, they took time to answer the questions and actually go above and beyond and give me more information about what they were doing. I mean, Derek, very communicative, which is important, right? There's a lot of landscape contractors and a lot of people that you work with in this industry that lack that skill set. They're great at doing the work, right? They may have the actual skill to do the work, but not very good at communication and letting you know what's going to happen. Derek was great about that. As a matter of fact, I think he would overly communicate a little bit, which is a good thing to make sure that you knew what was going on, right? And across the rest of the team, so not just Derek, but Jonathan and anybody else that worked with him, people were always getting in touch with me, letting me know if maybe somebody couldn't come that day or something was going to get delayed, making sure that I knew what was going on so I wasn't sitting here wondering.
And it's good to be alive. It's good to be alive. This feeling's running high. Life is calling and the world is beautiful.
We've had a couple parties. So we had our first big housewarming party, which I think it was the beginning of October, and we wanted to wait till the yard was done to have people over for the house. We ended up having about 80 people over. We had a taco truck cater the event. We had some kegs of beer. Everybody had a really good time. Enjoyed the entire backyard landscape and the house. So it was a great event.
There's a hope for a new tomorrow. We can dream that we'll rise above. Let me be your guide to follow, and you'll
Would absolutely recommend Increase Energy, and as a matter of fact, I already have. I've set Derek up with some other contractors that I've worked with, the landscape design, other people that I know that are doing some work, so absolutely, very happy with the work.